Don't tell me. We're about to farm 99,000 shiny objects. Yup. It's gonna take more than 2 hours, most likely. Bring it on. Alright. So, this is about it. I mean, you know, does it really need any introduction? This is what we're going to be doing the entire time. So we need a total of 108,000 shiny objects to buy every spatula from Mr. Krabs. And this is the fastest way to farm shiny objects. It's 108,000 total, but I've already purchased the first two, which cost, god damn it. I've already purchased the first two, which cost, Jesus. Wait, can you just thread through here? Yes, okay, that's good. So the first two cost 3,000 and 6,000 respectively. So that's a total of 9,000 off the 108,000 total we need, which makes it a total of 99,000. And so this video, which is included only for completion, if you're watching this, don't. This is just because I started this series. I went the extra mile and got all the socks, and we're gonna finish this bad boy if it kills me. So if you're still here, strap the fuck in, because you are ready for about 2.5 hours or longer. There's a possibility this could be 4 hours long. I do not know the rate at which I am gathering shiny objects by this method. I'm pretty sure that one repetition of this gives you just under 1,000 shiny objects. We'll look at it. But yeah, so strap in for a long time of unhinged ranting and raving about nothing. And to add insult to injury, it's like I'm probably not even gonna do many edits this video, unless because there's nothing really, god damn it, there's nothing really interesting to happen, which means I'm not really gonna make any interesting comments, which means that there's not gonna be anything interesting to, okay, that's a good number. So we're on 10,099. So let's see how many shiny objects we have by the end of this. So we're starting with 10,099. Not even looking at the number. Jesus. You'd think that I'd be used to it by now, where it has to be. So we started with 10,099. Hold on, I'm focusing. And so instead of 10,099, we now have 10,829. So yeah, it's just under 1,000. It's like 800 and something. Or 700 something. I'm not sure exactly. I'm sure you're expecting me to have like put it up on the screen already, but since I'm still talking about it or thinking about it, I didn't think to put it up on the screen until just now. So now is when we can put it on the screen. And don't put it up on the screen when I say now then. Put it up on the screen when I stop talking about it, which is, no, see, you put it up too early. So I get your confusion. I had stopped talking about it, but I was waiting to like say something. Wait, did I collect those ones that went into my body when I was dead, or did those get lost? I'm not sure, but we're gonna wait to die until after we've collected all our money, and I live by that. So, goodness. Oh, fuck, I forgot we were supposed to wait. Okay. This isn't so bad. We've already got 13,000. Maybe this won't take as long as we think it might. You know, maybe we'll get off easy. This is my pickle for the knowing ones. This is just hours of unhinged Ranting and raving. Okay, so what am I gonna rant about? This is what I do when I'm on the phone. Like, usually, shut up, SpongeBob. Usually when I'm on the phone, like with a friend or whatever, and like there's a lull in the conversation, or like I can't think of anything to say, I'll look around my room for like something to talk about. Maybe I should, hold on, let me get my pattern down a little differently. Check this out. I'm gonna actually talk about the game. If I hit these ones first, because they seem to take the longest to get to me, then I can come up here and hit this one, which also kind of takes a while to get to me. Then while those are coming to me, I can hit this one, and then those ones only take a little bit to come to me, so I can jump off and die while you wait for those. So you've already got 15,000. All we need is 99,000 to get the rest of all of them. I am gonna shit myself if this ends up being the shortest episode in the series, because it's not gonna be, this is the last episode, because I'm gonna do the shiny objects, and after I do the shiny objects, there's nothing left to do. That's 100% completion. So what I was gonna say is, okay, yeah, I took a break from any sort of video, anything, and then I came back with a regular video that is uploaded. It's the last one before this one, Axiom Verge, and that one was a normal one, right, where I had the timer running, and I was gonna I cut it around I cut it around 30 minutes. It ended up being like 38 minutes, but you know, it's close enough. I do the best I can, you know. That's why some of my Metroid videos ended up being like 45 minutes. But now I'm coming back into this one, and I've got to sort of readjust to the are you kidding me? I was wondering if you could run into those. The answer is you can. So come back to the Battle for Bikini Bottom stuff, and remembering that this is a series in which it takes as long as it takes. So even if this is a 4-hour playthrough, it sucks to suck. I'm just gonna sit here and do this for as long as it takes, because I am a man of focus, commitment, and sheer fucking will. Did I already make that joke? Because that joke's been on my mind since before I started this. So if I already said that, I don't know if I said it or not. I've been thinking about it the whole time, but I don't know if I said it or not. Okay, so we had 10,099 a little while ago, and this repetition isn't going to give us 20,000, but the next one will. Because this one's going to get us just past 19,000, and we're going to be about halfway. Yep. So then the next one is going to put us just over 20,000, and so we got 80,000 to go. We've got 19,000, so we got 80,000 to go. Shit, I missed. What's half of 99,000? We'll call it 50,000 is the midway point. Because we're basically going to 100,000. You know, it's just like 1 or 2 repetitions less than 100,000. Okay, so it looks like I did collect the ones that ran into my body after I died. Man. So I was saying, or what was I saying? When I'm on the phone, I look around my room for stuff to talk about. So I was just gonna do that here, but I'm kind of getting a little tired. And I actually was on the phone with my friend before I even started this. I just got bored, and oh my god, I didn't even look at the time. Holy shit! It's 1:30 a.m. I didn't pay attention to the time. I was on the phone with my friend, and the internet was cutting out, and she was like, well, I gotta go to work in the morning anyway, so, you know, maybe it's a good thing the internet cut out, because I gotta try to get some sleep before work. And I didn't even think to check what time it was when she said that. It's fucking 1:30 in the morning, and then I start this shit. Why did I start this shit? I was tired already. I'm still tired. I'm more tired. but I'm gonna do it. Because I'm a man of... No, this time I'm sure I know I already made that joke. See, those I didn't get. I didn't get them that time.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Brett.
Alright, so don't be a fuck. Don't fuck around. Actually get all the shiny objects. Okay, that time worked. Because that's what we're here for. We're here for shiny objects. And not much else. I've always loved that as a name for a store. Like, your store sells, like, pottery or whatever. And you just name the store Pottery and not much else. I think I got that from, Jesus Christ, SpongeBob. He said, like, the top 3 longest voice lines in the entire game in rapid succession. Anyways, I think I got that from the My Brother and Me episode where they talk about the chinchilla store. It's a Yahoo Answers question about naming a store for chinchillas and exotic pets. And I think they said at one point, chinchillas and aardvarks and not much else. Can't believe I got it that time. Whew. Alright, this isn't so bad. We're a quarter of the way done, and we are 11 minutes in. Though, of course, I did have like 6,000 when we started. So, we'll call it 15 minutes. Yeah, maybe this will just take like 1 hour. And I can just sit here and talk about nothing for an hour. Damn it. I'm always scared of like hitting the edge here. You know, hitting the edge of the sandcastle. Oh my god, okay. I'm really sweaty. Of course I'm sweaty. I've got the fan turned off for like an hour. And since this is just, like, there's nothing to skip, right? Because the episode is just me cruise bubbling these tikis forever. So there's no, like, pauses or skips or anything. Because if I paused or skipped, you know, it's like, how do you know you really sat there and did it, right? You could have just, like, had a hack program to cheat more shiny objects. So I can't cut. And the other thing is, like, if I was going to cut a scene of me cruise bubbling and hitting the tikis, then I would have cut everything. Just cut the whole episode and not care. So I'm not going to do that because I set out to 100% complete Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated on my YouTube channel, and that's what I'm going to fucking do. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to grind the shiny objects. I already beat the game. That could have been the last episode, but I plan to do the whole thing, and I've been procrastinating on this episode forever because I knew it was just going to be me sitting here doing this, and it's not going to be interesting to watch. But like I said, this video is included for completion's sake only, so I can stick it out there and say, hey, I did the whole thing, and it's complete, and that'll be that. And yeah, so this is my life. This is how it's going. And oh Jesus. God. Oh my God. I wish my friends had longer attention spans or cared about me more so that I could show them like minute-long videos of my unhinged ranting and raving. How many times can I say unhinged, ranting, and raving? It's a salmonella thing, I think. It's because it's from A Pickle for the Knowing Ones, which was Timothy Dexter. That's a good episode. Link in the description. Anyway, what do I talk about? You gotta say things. You're a video game streamer, even though you're not streaming because this isn't going out live. You know who does do live streams is one of my other friends who I don't want to say his name yet because like we haven't officially done anything, but he's cool and you should check him out. Link in the description, except not really because I've censored his name from the link and that makes the link not work. So link's not in the description. But anyway, yeah, I'll talk to him. talk to him. 'Cause he's a streamer too, and I was like, hey, we should collab, and he'd be like, yeah, I'd do that sometime. But he's also weird. He's super private, and he hates like pictures of his face on the internet or anything. He doesn't take selfies, and he hates the idea of anyone knowing anything about him, like outside of like the internet world. He's like one of those like hyper privacy people, which I can get, you know, especially like in the modern internet age where it's like nothing is private, because I've butt up against that myself a few times where it's like, you know, I want some degree of privacy. It's not so much a degree of like who I am or where I am or anything like that, or anything about my life. I'm private more about like my opinions on things, which is why like I'll talk about things objectively, or I'll talk about them from the perspective of someone else, and I'll like see both sides, and I'll just, you know, like for the sake of debate, I pick a side, you know, that's just whatever the other person isn't arguing, you know, regardless of whether or not that's what I believe, you know, because you can't have a debate if you just both agree. So, you know, someone's got to pick the other side, and, you know, they call it devil's advocate. And, but, so yeah, so that's the thing, and I came up against that a while ago, where it's like, you know, I didn't agree with something, but I said like, well, it's understandable why that would be a thing, because XYZ, right, is what they were thinking when they did this thing, right? And the person I was talking to mistook it for my own opinion on the topic and tore me a new one over it, when that isn't what I think about the topic. So it's like, we've got that sort of hyper exposure going on in the internet today, with like the rise of social media, where like everyone thinks that they're entitled to know everything about you, because like everyone has a Twitter account where they post everything about themselves, so everyone just assumes that you're doing the same. So people will have misconceptions, or like think things when things aren't things, and, you know, it'll be like that. And sometimes that's not what, God damn it, sometimes that's not how it is, but that's how they think it is. And then, ooh, I've got McRib. I just remembered, my dad bought me some like really cheap, like, you know how they have like frozen meals of like Salisbury steak, because it's Salisbury. They have like those frozen meals of like Salisbury steak, where it's just like, you know, oh, family size. It's just like fucking 6 steaks in sauce, and you stick it in the microwave for like 18 minutes or some shit. And you just have that. That's your whole meal. Except everyone knows that you're one single bachelor buying the family pack, and you're like, you feel like you don't deserve sides, so you just buy the thing of Salisbury steak and just shovel that. But they have one of like rib-shaped pork patties and barbecue sauce. So we buy those, and we buy sandwich rolls, and we put them together, and we call it McRib. I call it the Rib Witch, actually, because that's what they called the McRib parody on The Simpsons. So I think, like, you know, it's a knockoff McRib, so I go with the Simpsons name for it, which is Rib Witch. And they had this mascot on The Simpsons named Rib It, and he was like this frog mascot, but he was covered in the barbecue sauce. And he prompts Homer to lick him in the episode. He actually is covered in the barbecue sauce. His mascot costume is like soaked in the Rib Witch sauce, which licking frogs is not an unheard of thing with the whole poison dart frog drug thing. So that actually ties in to the whole Rib It thing to begin with, and it's like, it fits way too well, and it has no right to. But anyways, so I just remembered we bought those last week, and he bought this thing of 8 rolls, right? And so there's 6 patties in a thing, and I put 1.5 on a roll. So that means, you know, you get 3 patties on 2 sandwiches, right? So the whole thing of 6 is 4 sandwiches, but that still left half of the rolls left, right? Half the buns. So I was like, oh, well, we still got half the buns. And he was like, oh, well, I'll buy you the ribwich next week. But then I fucking had a run on pizza. So when we went shopping on Saturday, I bought these Totino's party pack. Or no, we went shopping on Friday, because I'll get to that later. But so we went shopping on Friday, and I got this Totino's pizza party pack of the 4 personal pan pizzas for myself. And I ate 2 of them for breakfast, and then I had 2 of them for dinner. I don't eat breakfast. What I call breakfast is my lunch. I just call it breakfast because breakfast is called breakfast because it's break fast. Because I think it comes from Jewish communities where it's like you wouldn't eat after the sun had gone down, and then so you don't eat after the sundown, and then you go to sleep, and you know, not eating is called fasting. So when you wake up and have a meal in the morning is when you break your fast. So that's why it's called breakfast. And if you think about it, so you break your fast with the first meal of any day, even if you eat it at 5 p.m. So people always get on my case with, you're not eating breakfast, it's fucking 2 in the afternoon. It's like, am I breaking my fast? Yeah, that's what I thought. Try again next time, sweaty. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the ribwich. So I had the pizza party pack for breakfast because it wouldn't fit in the freezer. So I made the pizzas that morning and I ate 2 of them, but then I got full. And then later that evening, Friday evening, I ate the 2 other party pizzas just to get them out of the fridge. Then on Saturday, the reason we went shopping on Friday, we usually go shopping on Saturday. The reason we went shopping on Friday is because we had the big shopping trip. We go to Sam's Club once every 8 weeks, and we do a big shopping trip, and we had a big shopping trip. So my parents went to Sam's Club on Saturday morning, which I stayed up late talking to my beautiful girlfriend, so I didn't go shopping on Saturday to Sam's Club because I was too tired. But my parents went shopping to Sam's Club, and guess what they bought at Sam's Club? They bought pizza. So the pizza, they bought the take and bake pizza. It's the big pizzas. That shit don't fit in the fridge. So I had to bake the pizza. And then guess what I had for breakfast? I had pizza for breakfast. And then what did I have for dinner? I had, for dinner the next day, Saturday, I also had pizza. Like the leftover pizza of the one pizza. Because they bought 2 pizzas. They bought a Meat Lovers. And then my dad bought me this breakfast pizza, which they just started selling, which was actually so fucking good. So it was like this biscuity crust. It didn't have like a pizza crust. It had a biscuit crust, which was really good. And it was like soft and not crispy because I cooked it a little less. And it was really good. And instead of like pasta sauce on it, it had just this like cheesy sauce, like the kind you get in a ham and cheese Hot Pocket. It was so fucking good. And then it was topped with just like bacon, like a little bits of like scrambled eggs and sausage. There wasn't that much like meat on it, so there was like really little bacon and sausage, but it was like sausage, bacon, egg with a cheesy sauce on like a biscuity crust. It was so fucking good. So anyway, we bought that and a triple meat pizza. So for breakfast, I had like two of the slices of the triple meat, and I had a slice of the breakfast pizza because I wasn't sure about it. I was like testing the waters, but it ended up being so fucking good. So I put it all away, and then for dinner, I had the rest of the 3 meat pizza. And then for breakfast the next day, I was gonna have the so this is on Monday, right? No, this was on Sunday. So for breakfast on Sunday, I was gonna have the rest of the breakfast pizza, but Aiden came over, my best friend. Aiden came over, and so we hung out a little bit instead, and we went and got McDonald's, which another friend chewed me the fuck out about. Or actually, we went to Burger King because Aiden chose Burger King. I wanted to go to McDonald's because it's a cheaper option, but Aiden wanted to go to Burger King. So it was partly his fault as well, because he's an adult who's responsible for his own actions. Anyway, we went to Burger King. So I didn't eat the pizza, but I ate that pizza again for dinner on Sunday night, and then come Monday, which was today, it's currently 1:37 a.m. on Tuesday, but it's still technically Monday in my mind. I didn't eat shit. I had Oreos, and that's all I've eaten today. And I just remembered I still have the ribwich, because I planned on eating the ribwich when I got home on Friday, but I didn't because I got the Totino's party pack, and I was like, oh, I gotta eat this pizza. Then I planned on eating the ribwich on Saturday, but then I had pizza. And then I planned on eating the ribwich on, well, I guess if I had the breakfast pizza for breakfast on Sunday, then I would have had the ribwich for dinner on Sunday. So I planned on eating it for dinner on Sunday, but then Aiden came over, and I had Burger King and then the breakfast pizza, and then I planned on eating it. No, I didn't plan on eating it on Monday. I just plain forgot we had it. And then late Monday night, which is actually early Tuesday morning technically, I started recording that last Battle for Bikini Bottom that I need to do. The 5th and final episode of Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated 100%, where I just do the shiny objects, the video you're watching now. Yeah, a little bit earlier in this video, in case you forgot, I remembered that I have the ribwich to eat, and that's why I went off on this conversation topic.
Epilogue.
It is 1:47 p.m. on Tuesday, and I'm finally gonna eat the ribwich. This is my breakfast, by the way. It's 1:47 p.m. I haven't eaten anything today but Cheez-Its, but I got the ribwich. And I've already, like, forgotten what I'm doing. Like, I've completely zoned out the whole actually doing this. I really hit my stride. And now I've come out of my stride, and I'm, like, focusing on what I'm doing again. That's going to put us over, though, so we're at 50,000, which is the halfway point, and it's only been 26 minutes. So, yeah, this is going to take an hour, just under an hour. So, this is cool. This is nice. I'm just doing it. Got to talk about something else now that I'm done talking about the ribwich. What else do I have to talk about? Some more, as we say, unhinged ranting and raving. What have we got? So speaking of Aiden's the fucking coolest in the world. I said to my friend, I said to one of my friends, my best friend is better than most boyfriends. Because, you know, he'll take me out a bunch and he gives me shit. So he gave me 3 consoles.
Oh no.
Jesus. Never heard SpongeBob say that. That was, like, too real. And he technically gave me 4 consoles. Like 4 different consoles, and he technically gave me 5 consoles all told. But so he gave me Jesus. He gave me a PlayStation Vita, which I've been wanting for a while. Which I wanted to, like, save up for and buy when I got a job or something. But he told me that his stepbrother actually had a Vita, and so I told him, like, well, does his stepbrother have it still? Like, does he use it? So he contacted his stepbrother, and he was like, no, I don't have it. You know, you can have it if you want. Then Aiden fucking blew it and went out of his way and said, like, oh yeah, Richard will pay you for it. And then being like, actually, I'll pay for it. You don't have to pay for it. You know, I'll cover it for you because you're my friend and you're cool. And I was like, well, Aiden, you wouldn't have to pay for it if you didn't offer to pay for it, you nonce. Luckily, his stepbrother was cool and didn't charge him for it. Even though he thought he'd be charging me for it anyways. So I guess he's just cooler with me than I thought he was. But anyway. So I got it. And it's cool. It came with 1 game in it that I guess he forgot about. So that's cool. Because I don't have any games for it. I just played Undertale, which is, you know, I replayed Undertale, which I mentioned in the Axiom Verge video, which it's because it's cross-play. I bought it for the PS4 years and years ago to play it on the PS4, and then I recently replayed a little bit of it to get the Platinum Trophy. But the thing with Undertale is that you don't have to even beat the game to get the Platinum Trophy. Like, there's no trophy for beating Sans or even beating the neutral ending. There's no... Yeah, you don't even have to beat the game a single time to get the Platinum Trophy. And I read somewhere, briefly, it was just someone mentioned, like, didn't they say once... Someone mentioned, like, that on Reddit, so, like, this is, like, third-hand account, but I heard said that, the reason the trophies on Undertale suck in the PlayStation version is because Toby Fox didn't like the idea of trophies, but they forced him to make some, so he made some really specific shitty ones. But yeah, I just heard that someone thought that someone heard at one point. So I don't know how true that is. I'll have to look it up later, but anyway, so I bought Undertale on the PlayStation, the PS4, and I played it a bit, and then it was fun, and then I came back and I played, because I played it to death on PC, like, long before it was even on any consoles, and then I played it again on the console. I didn't, like, replay through the whole thing, but, which is why I didn't get the Platinum Trophy, but then I went through again, and I got the Platinum Trophy on it, but when I got the Vita, you know, it was cross-play, so if you buy the PS4 version, you get the Vita version free. So since it was cross-play, and I bought the PS4 version years and years ago, I signed in with my account on the Vita, and I was able to download Undertale for the Vita. And since it's been like 3 years since even I did the Platinum for it, it's not true, I got the Platinum Trophy for it like 6 months ago, but it's been a long time. And since it's been a long time, since I played it again, like, legit, and, like, talked to everybody and read everything, and, you know, just kind of replayed it. I'm kind of in the middle of replaying Deltarune again, which I wish Deltarune came out for the Vita, but the Vita was already dead and buried by then. So Deltarune, Chapter 1, the demo, that didn't get a Vita port, even though it's on the PS4. So I'm replaying Deltarune again on the PC. Even though I guess I probably should play it on the PS4. I don't think Deltarune has trophies, because it's technically a demo. Still really excited for that full release. Which, he said it's... he said he's not going to release it in chapters, because, like, Chapter 1 came out, but that was really just a demo. He said he's going to release it in one lump when all the chapters are done. And, I forget, I think I remember reading somewhere he said that he plans there'd be 7 chapters, but I'm not entirely certain on that. But he said he's working on, you know, like, Chapter 2 is mostly done as of, like, September of 2020, and Chapter 3 is, like, he's getting near halfway mark on Chapter 3 or something. So it's gonna be a while yet before we see any more of Deltarune, but man, is it gonna be a big deal when it comes out, because you're gonna have, like, it's gonna come out, like, fucking 15 years after Undertale began development. So, like, you're gonna end up with, like, a swath of, like, late 20-year-olds being like, oh man, fucking Deltarune, I remember, you know, I played Undertale in middle school and it was like my childhood. So Deltarune's gonna sell like hotcakes when it comes out, and then God knows what's next for Tobias Fox. I don't know if his name is Toby or if it's short for Tobias. I kind of hate that. I've always been a fan of, like, full names. Like, I decided, like, I'm not gonna name any of my children a shortened name. Like, I'm not gonna name my kid Dave or Beth or anything like that. It's gotta be the full name, like, on their birth certificate. It doesn't matter if no one ever calls them David or Elizabeth, you know, even us at home. It doesn't matter if they find out that their name is Elizabeth when they're, like, 16 and they see it on, like, their student ID. It doesn't matter. I just don't want a shorthand name on legal documents. It triggers me. I need them to have a full real name. So it's gonna butt up with stuff when names like Tim or Toby are thrown around. Cause I even want to name one of my kids Anthony. I want to name him Toby, or not Toby. I want to call my kid Tony. But sticking to my own rule, he's got to be called Anthony, and we'll just call him Tony. Because I'm a big fan of Impractical Jokers, and I just like the name Tony. But since I'm a big fan of Impractical Jokers, and I specifically like Q, I want to name my kid Tony. And this is one of my make or break or deal breakers on a relationship with a wife is I want to name our firstborn son Tony, Anthony, and his middle name's gonna be Gunk. So he's Tony Gunk. And that's gonna be a deal breaker if I find like the girl of my dreams and she's like, babe, are you fucking insane? We're not making our kid's middle name Gunk. I'm gonna be like, well, I'm sorry, I can't marry you, we gotta get divorced. So my dream is just like, the game you play is you marry a girl who like wants to have kids, and you just tell her straight up like, well, our firstborn son is gonna be Tony Gunk, and if she says no, we're not naming him Tony Gunk, you're like, well, I'm not having kids until you agree to Tony Gunk. And then eventually she'll want kids so bad she'll get old and be like, babe, we need to do it, come on, the biological clock is ticking. I'm like, Tony Gunk. She's like, fine. That's how you wear them down over a relationship. I'm sure that's a healthy relationship. You wear a relationship built on wearing them down. Oh man. Yeah. So. God. I'm pausing to think of like titles and thumbnails for this video, which I've thought about the title a little bit like before, and then you get into it and you say some dumb shit and you're like, well, that's got to be the title, right? So maybe the title won't be what I thought it would be before I started because I said some dumb shit, but you'll see what the title is. It's on screen right now. Not because I edited it in or anything, but you like move the mouse a little bit or tap the screen or whatever you're doing watching this on. Move the mouse or tap the screen a little bit, the title will come up, if you forgot what it was when you clicked on the video. But anyway, the thing was, I just butt up against a new issue, which is how the fuck do I make a thumbnail for this video? I'll figure something out. The thumbnail's my favorite part of doing this. I make the thumbnails and they look fan-fucking-tastic. I make my own numbers for them, and I do the like little image editing. And I've actually gotten pretty decent at using GIMP, which is the image editing program I use. It stands for GNU Image Manipulation Program, which I guess is, I don't know what that stands for. I didn't know you could use an acronym in your acronyms, but apparently you can. So anyways, it's called GIMP. It's a free like sort of Photoshop clone. Apparently it's like not as good as Photoshop, and people who use both definitely think Photoshop is better or something. I'm not entirely certain, but I use GIMP to do my thumbnails and stuff, and I'm getting good at it because I used to use MS Paint exclusively, like some of those early Metroid Zero Mission thumbnails. I edited those because I downloaded the sprite sheets from the Spiders resource, and I cut and pasted them together in MS Paint, and that's how I made those. And the numbers I made entirely in MS Paint too myself. That's the numbers for Zero Mission. That's an original font that I used, that I created. Not the first two. The first two episodes are like a Metroid font that I download off the internet. That's actually based on Metroid Prime because there's nothing for Zero Mission. But then I edited the font to be more Zero Mission-y. Man, I'm getting real tired. Normally, I got into this habit because I would like I was staying up nocturnally, where I'd record at like, 3 a.m. or whatever, and then I'd edit the video, and then I'd render it. I'd edit the video into like 6 a.m. or whatever, and then render it when I went to sleep. I got into that, but I'm not on that schedule, and like I said, I didn't check the time before I started, so it's really late, and I'm on a schedule where it's like, the latest I've stayed up the past couple of nights was to like 3 a.m. and I stopped there, so I'm probably just gonna record this episode and then go the hell to bed, and I'll worry about. That's probably a good idea, because like part of the reason I said like, oh, I'm not gonna edit this video is because I'm tired and I don't feel like editing this video. But it's not like I'm just gonna slap it together and upload it as is. I probably will, because like I said before, there's not much to edit because I'm not saying a lot, which I say, but I've done nothing but say a lot this entire time. So I'm gonna do that, but a bonus that is afforded to me by finishing the episode and going to sleep is that, well, one, I gotta render the video later, which is gonna be a bit of a hassle, but a bonus that I get is that I don't have to skip the editing part, because I was gonna skip the editing part and just throw it together like I used to, cut the beginning and the end off, stick my intro in the beginning and render it without rewatching it or anything, but that's what I was gonna do, because I'm tired and I want to go to bed and then render it while I'm sleeping. But I'm not gonna render it while sleeping. I'm just gonna let it be and leave it alone, and yeah, I'll edit it in the morning when I have more energy and my brain works, which my brain does not work right now. I'm very tired. And I guess that makes sense, because I wasn't tired in the Axiom Verge video, because I recorded it like earlier in the evening, like earlier than I've recorded any of my videos really. But I guess it's fitting for a SpongeBob video, because I've been dead tired in the past 4 episodes, and even though I've taken a hiatus, I'm dead tired in this episode too. I took a hiatus, I got on a completely different sleep schedule, still tired as fuck for SpongeBob. Maybe I'll get an emulator and play the SpongeBob SquarePants movie game. I've never played that game before in my life, but my best friend Aiden, that was his childhood game, which he finds ironic because it's like a spiritual successor to Battle for Bikini Bottom. It's like built on the same engine, but not quite as good. But yeah, that was his childhood game. He'd never played Battle for Bikini Bottom, but the movie game was his childhood. So they're very similar because they're built on the same engine. So he said it's fun like watching me play Battle for Bikini Bottom, because it's like an alternate universe version of the movie game. But I've never played the movie game, so I've never experienced his childhood. So I was like, maybe after I finish this series, which is right the fuck now, maybe I'll get an emulator and do the movie game. We're almost done. We're closing in on it. It's just going to be a little longer. I need like maybe one more topic can ride us out. What's the last topic going to be? Oh, I never finished talking about, I told him I got the Vita. But so the game that the Vita came with was Silent Hill. Ugh. Ugh. Silent Hill Book of Memories for the Vita, which is a pretty cool game. I played a little bit of it, like 2 levels. It's like this dungeon crawler where you go around like I don't know if they're procedurally generated or handcrafted. They're probably handcrafted. I live in a post Minecraft world, so I assume it was procedurally generated. But it's like the dungeons in Persona 4 where it's like kind of random, but not really. So I don't know if it's random or handcrafted, but the point is, it's a dungeon crawler. You run around different floors, you kill monsters, you solve puzzles, and you move on. It's not like survival horror at all, really. It's a little spooky, but it's just because it's dark and it's got, enemies that move like zombies. But it's not scary at all, so far at least. but I played like 2 floors, you know, and I solved the puzzles on them and stuff. Pretty dope. I haven't played more of it yet, but I plan on getting some other Vita games if I can get my hands on them, like Persona 4 Golden, because I played the original Persona 4 on a PS2 emulator, and then Persona 4 Golden came out on PC, and I'm like, fuck, well now I gotta play Golden. So I downloaded Persona 4 Golden, and I actually got a couple of mods for it, so honestly playing it on the PC would be a better experience than trying to play it on the Vita. But, you know, I'm a Vita owner. It's like a rite of passage to own Persona 4 Golden, because up until recently it was the one Vita game worth owning. And I also want Gravity Rush, because Gravity Rush was designed with the Vita in mind, and they ported it to the PS4, but like I heard that it doesn't work quite as well because of the control scheme or something. And the other thing is that Gravity Rush Remastered for the PS4 was also like a super limited run or something, so it's like they ported it to the PS4, but they didn't technically, because it's like super duper rare and it's impossible to get your hands on. So it's easier to get Gravity Rush on the Vita. But I also really want, the one I really want is Touch My Katamari, because Katamari Forever came out and I played the demo of that on the PS3, because I've talked about this before about how I used to just download a shit ton of demos on the PS3. And Jesus Christ, stop going that way, go this way. I'm more used to going this way. So I downloaded the demo for it, and it was really fun, and I played it a lot. And then I got the game, and I was like, oh man, this slaps, you know, Katamari is really fun. And then I even recently, I went back and I got the Platinum Trophy, and personally, I believe, well, I don't have that many, but yeah, Katamari Forever is the hardest Platinum Trophy that I have, and it's the one I'm the most proud of. So that's cool. And anyways, I found out, so Katamari Forever is the 3rd Katamari game, I'm pretty sure. They had Katamari Damacy, and then We Heart Katamari was the sequel. And then Katamari Forever was the 3rd one. And then they made Touch My Katamari, which sold like crap because it was a Vita exclusive. And the Vita sold like crap, so of course all Vita exclusives sold like crap. But then they didn't make a Katamari game for like a million years until they made Katamari Damacy Reroll, which was, you know, the rehydrated version of Katamari Damacy, the first one. And I had that, but I never beat it all the way. And I bought the Switch version, which means there's no achievements, which sucks. I really wish the Switch had achievements. I hope that, like, in the last firmware update, like, end of life, they add achievements, and, like, retroactively every cross-platform game gets achievements. That's, like, my like pie in the sky wish for the Switch, is I want achievements on it, or whatever Nintendo's next console is, because with the reveal of the OLED Switch, I'm pretty confident that no more Switch revisions are coming. They've got 3. They got the main one, they got the cheap one, and they got the more expensive fancy one. Because yeah, believe it or like it or not, that is the Switch Pro. They're not gonna make a model that's like more enhanced, and I knew they wouldn't, because we're in a chip shortage right now, and that's why the PS5 and the Xbox Series X can't be found, even though they released like fucking 8 months ago. You can't get your hands on one because they can't make that many, because there's not enough chips to make them. So why would Nintendo be like, you know, we're using these like shitty chips to build our Switches, because we can build them with shitty chips because the Switch is, you know, meant to be handheld. This is too easy though. We want to stick our hands in the piranha pit of all the companies fighting over the good chips, so we can build like a more enhanced model of the Switch at literally the worst possible time. They're never going to do that in a million years. So I knew that the Switch Pro was a pipe dream. So the OLED model makes a lot more sense, because it is technically better and is a little more expensive. It is like a premium version, but it is not. It uses the same chips, the cheap chips that they can get for cheap without having to fight anybody for them. It makes perfect sense. So I'm pretty confident that we're not going to see a true Switch Pro, especially given the fact that the Switch is in its 5th year. Damn it. So, you know, end of life for a console is about 5 to 7 years, I'm pretty sure. They did say before, like in an interview, like the CEO said like the Switch is going to be a 10-year console. But what I believe is that they're going to come out, they're pouring their focus into their next full console. And my theory is that their next console is not going to be a hybrid. It's not going to be like the Switch. It's going to be a regular home console. And maybe that'll be a little more powerful, because maybe they're like going to take from all the Switch Pro rumors all the time and be like, okay, so people like the Switch, but people do want a little bit more power and a little bit better graphics. Like, that does matter, like, more than we thought it did. So I think they're going to do an all-home console. It's going to be, like, not on par with, but, like, in the realm of what people expect from, like, a Switch Pro. It's not going to do fucking 4K, but it will be, you know, it'll be more powerful. But it's going to be a dedicated home console. And what I think then they'll do is that they'll continue to release, like, backup titles, right? Like, so the Switch will continue to get, like, smaller titles and be supported as, like, the handheld, right? So, like, the big console will be, like, their Wii, but the Switch will continue to be supported as, like, the DS, right? So we'll get, like, lighter titles in the end of life for the Switch. Kind of like how the 3DS went out before the Switch fully replaced it. Because people weren't sure, or Nintendo wasn't sure if people were going to use the Switch like a handheld, or if they needed both the Switch and the 3DS. And that's why the Pokemon Company was hesitant to come over immediately. They said, you know, we're not going to immediately come over to the Switch because we're not sure if they're going to use the Switch the way we want them to. So that's why they started with Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which was kind of spin-off-y, and it was more designed for the Switch. But then, by then, you know, it was proven, like, okay, you know, they are using the Switch the way we want them to use the Switch, or they're using the Switch the way we want people to use a console that Pokemon is on, which is to, you know, go out and explore. Not that that has anything to do with anything in the game, like Pokemon Go does, but it's whatever. So then they came out with Sword and Shield in full, and that's why you get those conspiracy theories that Sword and Shield was actually in development for the 3DS and then got ported to the Switch at the last minute, and they fucked up the porting of the models, and that's what led to the Dex cut, and they just pretended like it was an intentional design decision. And we still haven't heard anything about the Dex cut in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And part of me is hoping that, like, the whole Sword and Shield Dex cut thing was an accident and a complete mistake, so that like, they'll just quietly make it so, like, they won't ever say anything about adding Pokemon to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. They won't, like, say anything about Pokemon Home compatibility or anything like that. They're not going to announce anything. It's just quietly going to become apparent that all Pokemon from all generations can be transferred into BDSP. And it's perfectly fine, like all other games, you know? Though, if they are going to do the Dex cut, I decided that, like, if they are going to do the Dex cut in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, I decided that the best way to do it would be to, like, assuming it's not an accident or whatever, and it is a willful design choice, since Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are a different design, and they're supposed to be like Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, like very close one-to-one remakes of the original games, I decided the best, if you gotta go Dex cut, then the best way to Dex cut is to ban all Unova to Galar Pokemon. Like, Pokemon from Unova, Kalos, Alola, Galar, those are all banned, but every Pokemon from Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn are allowed to be transferred in the game. Because when Diamond and Pearl first came out, you could still, you know, there was no dex cut. You could still transfer any Pokemon from any game into Diamond and Pearl. So if you have to dex cut, allow every Pokemon from every game before Diamond and Pearl to come in, and then ban all the Pokemon that came afterwards. So that cuts out Pokemon like a dex cut, but it makes it identical again to the original Diamond and Pearl, with Pokemon from generations 1 through 4 and none else. So if you have to go dex cut in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, that's how I would do it. But I was gonna say, yeah, so I think the next console is gonna be really good. And I think I told my whole thing. The one off the wall thing that I do believe, or not that I believe, but that I've added into my theory, because it's like Arlo says, is you've got to have a mix of like safe, believable options and wacky, off the wall, insane options if you're trying to like correctly theorize Nintendo. So my little nugget of off the wall insanity for whatever their next console is my belief is it's a dedicated home console with better like specs because of the Switch Pro rumors. But my off the wall thing is that I believe it's going to be backwards compatible. I think that the next console is going to go discs again because the Switch is having trouble with the cartridges, but like in order to be the Switch, you know, in order to be a handheld, it's kind of gotta go off of cartridges. Like the PSP kind of got around it, but I guess not really if the Vita switched to cartridges. So if it's handheld, it's got to do cartridges because discs are too big and they spin to read the disc, and you can't move it while it's spinning. That's a problem. So my thing, hey, we're done. Get me the fuck out of here. So my thing was, just to wrap up the conversation, is that I think that the console is going to go to discs since it's a full home console, and I think they're going to have a Switch cartridge slot in the front of it for backwards compatibility. And then, like, you know, the next revision, like the Lite, is going to have that slot removed, but the original ones are going to have backwards compatibility with the Switch directly, like, built in. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, so it's less than an hour. We're going up. I haven't even... Oh my god. It feels so weird doing anything else in Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Can I, like, go do a little bit of platforming for a second? No. We gotta fucking finish this.
Do you want to drink that?
Yeah. Take my 12,000. Wait, 12,000? I thought I had 9,000 was the next one I had to do. No, I already had the 9,000. Oh my god. I collected more shiny objects than I had to. I thought I didn't have the 9,000. 98. 99. Here it is, boys. This is what you've been waiting for. There it is.
The only good robot is the one that's given me them shiny objects.
So I collected, hold on. I collected 9,000 shiny objects more than I needed to. Not that that really matters. Actually, it does matter. That 9 repetition. That was kind of a long time. What the fuck? I don't remember that. But yeah, so that's Bikini Bottom, all done. 8 of 8 socks. Jellyfish Fields done. Blue Lagoon done. Downtown Bikini Bottom done. Right? Poseidon Industrial Park. Rock Bottom. Murmalair. Sand Mountain. SpongeBob's Dream. Kelp Forest. Chum Bucket Lab. Patrick. For all the socks, and Mr. Krabs for all the shiny objects. But we're not done yet. I call that done, but if you're a stickler, there's the theater, which you have to collect. The hell? Oh, here it is.
May I help you?
You have to collect 40,000 shiny objects to buy a ticket to get into the theater, and since that's the last thing I need to do, and since I've never once in my life opened the theater, maybe I'll do that like off camera. But you know, I've suffered enough. You've suffered enough listening to me, and you know, we've finally done it. And you know, this is one of my favorite games. You know, the original, the Rehydrated version is not bad either. But it's one of my favorite games, and I'm proud that it is the first game I've actually completed on my channel. Not just completed, but 100% completed, which is probably going to be the last game I ever 100% complete on my channel. But regardless, it's a good game, is what I'm saying. It's a good game. Can I fucking get on top of this, please? You cannot be telling me that there's no way to get, like, on top of that. Come on, you fucking piece of shit.